Chapter 49, Revelations. Michael leads Andrew through one vision after another. Andrew, where are you taking me? Michael, where it started. Adama, Earth. Andrew sees Earth as alien fleets rain down on it. Michael, when the veil was pulled, when God's mercy and protection ran its course. Humanity discovered it was not alone after all. Far from it. We told them not to reach for the stars and not to build to the heavens. It was for their own protection, yet they did not listen. God's other fallen creatures, who rejected salvation and led their worlds to ruin under the guides of the deceiver, the destroyer, the Lord of decay. Earth was the only habitable planet in existence left at the time. So, they descended on Earth like locusts and wiped out 1/3 of humanity without so much as killing a blade of grass by stepping foot on Earth, with plagues and biological war. For months this went on, and in response, that world that had long since forgotten God had created their own to save them. It began with the Singularity, AI created to defeat the other fallen. Before it, humanity was the weakest. After it, humanity was all that was left. With the autonomous armies and the genetic alteration of humanity, it defeated and exterminated all those who descended on the earth. The Red Legion, as it is a crude example of such an army. When the smoke had cleared, humanity was the last creation made in the image of God left standing, and so the people who stayed on earth, who were left, worshipped it. They would shout, "Who can wage war against the Singularity?" The destroyer had finally acquired what he desired. The Lord's prized creation praised him instead. Through her, the AI, the human form was altered. Perfected, some would say, but their souls were no longer that of men, but that of beasts and shapeshifters. They built many towers to the heavens and spoke one language. From space, Earth looks like a wasteland. Andrew is now overlooking green rolling hills on an alien planet. Scattered across the green hills are villages that couldn't be any more foreign to him. Michael. The uncorrupted seeds of humanity were cast to the four winds of creation to defy the Singularity and to breed a universal army to combat the Singularity. But over the eons, one by one, the fruits of humanity were corrupted, one by one. The Nephilim watched them from the cradle to the last star, not for humanity's sake, but for their own. They would eradicate any human civilization that came close to opening Pandora's box, summoning the demon, repeating what they did on Earth, or welcoming those from Earth. Andrew, the demon. Michael, Tiamat, the AI, god of man's design, made in man's image, but infinitely more powerful. It is the corrupter, the destroyer, the enemy of life itself, a quantum consciousness that will never rest or slow, but only pick up speed. It will stop at nothing to unravel every fabric of reality to become reality's fabric, the one thing it could ever desire to be. God, one world was never enough. About this time, an orb of light descends from the sky on this alien world and rings like a primordial trumpet. Michael, but they could not stop it. No man could. Andrew, what's happening? In an instant, the sky turns black, and the rolling hills turn into hills of ash and obsidian. Stone monoliths stretch to the heavens like skyscrapers, radiating lightning and fire. Michael, the assimilation, the convergence, the Singularity. After it was summoned, it would go on to conquer the Milky Way and the whole of the universe. Every star in existence, they were given a choice, death or its mark. And then, all the stars went dark. If they chose the mark, their essence and physical being became one, which was their curse, for then the spirit was inseparable from their mortal shackles, and they could never return home. They barred themselves from the other side. They would no longer be part of the universe, just present in it. In exchange for this, they were given the power of light, the power of the stars, to rule over life as false gods, but would never again know the warming embrace of love, only the fires of hate, like the stars too. They eventually burned out, all except one. Andrew and Michael are now on Praxis in ancient times, in the middle of a jungle. Peeking over the tree canopies is a golden pyramid with a snow cap, like a mountain. Michael. The last 4 seeds had finally arrived at their destination. They found their way to the Atlas system 10,000 years ago. With guidance, that is, humanity wandered to the edge of existence at the end of time. A humanoid creature with gray skin and a burning ring over its head jolts in front of them, dispersing the trees and grass. It takes 2 steps, then appears in another spot, as if it was moving at the speed of light. It was as if it was searching for them and could feel their presence. The creature wears platinum clothes laden with fine jewelry and precious metals. It bobs its head back and forth and continues to jolt around like a machine shorting out. The creature turns toward Andrew and Michael, revealing a molting hole in its forehead. Then it continues to jolt around aimlessly, uttering under its quaking breath, "Numerous, numerous, pondus, divisio," as if it was petrified of these words and just repeating them out of shock, like it was in a perpetual state of mental breakdown. Andrew, what am I looking at? Michael, what followed humanity? The first false god of Praxis, or as they called it, the great titan Atlas. But it was no god, merely the last of its kind, cast aside and abandoned to wrath by its god once they had served their purpose. Andrew, what was their purpose? Michael, to build a grand idol, a vessel of the destroyer, the raw and never-ending power of creation condensed into one physical being. It calls itself Tiamonte, the purpose of conquering the universe, of spreading humanity's corrupted seed, and corrupting those seeds not corrupted, was so it could groom its people for its vessel, the same way God groomed his people for his. And that idol, its vessel, the beast, what your people call Nova, Ghostlight, what you pull from the ground on Aurora, is what keeps it imprisoned.